What's good everyone, I'm Raid, welcome back on my channel. It's been a while since I recorded or posted a video. I'm really sorry guys, but I just got an internship in a digital agency, so I actually have been pretty busy working there. I hope I can come back to the usual schedule of one video per week. So in today's video, I just want to break down a beat I made recently, and that's everything. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new, and leave a like down here if you're going to like the video, maybe a comment too. Let's start with the breakdown now. I usually start my beat with the melody, so the first element I laid down was actually this key from Obsession, which is a plugin I've been using lately. So if you want to check it out, this is the preset. This is the melody I came up with, so I just started from the root note, then went up to the A5, and then I used notes that are next to each other to create a much darker feeling in this melody. And yeah, it's pretty much repeated over throughout the whole thing. I just kept going with the lower notes, so the root note again, then I went down and back again to the root note, and here I just went down 2 more times, guys. The next part of the melody was actually the top line, so as you can see, it's really simple. It's just a root note and then notes that are next to each other again, and here as well, A sharp and A. I just changed the top line throughout the second part, so I started from the 5th note in the scale here, so it's the G, and then I went down to the notes that are next to each other with just a little variation here and here as well, coming back to the root note. So this is what the first element sounds like. On this first sound, I have 2 EQ, one to cut out the low ends, and the second one to remove some harshness and some of the higher frequencies. Then I added a portal with this preset, and after that I just went to the second sound of this melody, which was a pad from the same plugin as before, guys. This is a really simple chord progression. Actually, it's just the same thing repeated over, but in the second part, I just went down by 1 semitones, as always, guys, to create more tension in your sample. So it's just a root note, then I skipped 1 note in the scale, picked the next one, skipped another note in the scale, and picked the next one as well. Then it's the root note again throughout the whole thing, and here as well, just 1 octave lower to feel a lot more of the frequency spectrum. And yeah, remember to use this kind of trick because the pad is actually one of the key elements in this kind of sample and you want it to be really present. So this is what the pad sounds like. For the next sound in the melody, I just picked a preset from the Xenology plugin, which I saw a lot of people using lately, so I wanted to try it myself. And I have to tell you guys, this is a really fire plugin. So I just picked a string preset and let's play the root note throughout the whole pattern. This is what it sounds like. By itself, it sounds really simple and really quiet, to be honest, but when you add the other elements in the melody, it really fulfills the higher frequencies in the sample. On this sound, I just have a parametric EQ to cut out the low ends. So after the string, I picked a preset from another plugin from the same company that made Obsession plugin. This is actually a plugin made in collaboration with the legend Hans Zimmer, so you can find a really good cinematic sound, such as this preset I picked for the bass in my sample. This is a really simple pattern, as you can see. I'm just gonna let you hear it. So yeah, really simple, guys, but you know I like to use synth bass in the intro of my beats, so that's what we are using it for. And for the next 2 elements in this beat, it's just the usual, guys. So a piano that plays low notes, following the same pattern I used with the bass. Really simple, guys. And of course, the last touch was the church bell. I used the usual technique of layering 1 octave down as well. And then I added some delay with this plugin from the Moog company, which is really cool, guys. And that's what it sounds like. So that's it for the melody. I'm gonna let you hear the whole thing together now. As you could hear, it loops perfectly, so I'm really happy with this melody. Here I just added my tag and a riser to make the drums hit harder. And after I was done with the melody, I just kept going with the drums. If you didn't know, every drum sound I use is actually from my kit, which is called the Opera Drum Kit. You can find it as the first link in the description. It has every sound you need to start making beats. So if you want to grab a kit to be sure you can make industry level drum pattern, you know where to find it. So the 808 is the first element I laid down for the drums. As you can see, it's a really simple pattern. It's just following the root note, and then I made some variation here at the end, as you can see. So really simple bounce, and then one roll here with the velocity going up to make it fades into the next part of the pattern. And here is the same as here, guys. I just changed the last part of the bounce. And here at the end, guys, I just lay down a simple triplet roll with the 1/3 step snap, and then this simple bounce here. So I'm gonna let you hear the whole 808 pattern now. I really like this kind of pattern because they are so simple, but they are really effective too. So the next element was obviously the kick. I just copy and pasted the pattern from the 808 and removed the variation at the end of the 4th and the 8th bar. This is a really punchy kick to complement the 808. You can find it in my kit. It's the Zeus one, and it's actually my favorite because it actually sounds good with every 808 in the kit as well. So I'm gonna let you hear it now. I actually sidechained the kick to the 808, as you can see. After the 808 and the kick, I just kept going with the drums. The next element was actually the clap with the usual pattern. I just layered the clap with another snare, as always from the Opera Drum Kit. And then the third snare is actually where the magic comes. I like to make some variation, some accent and some rolls with my snare pattern to give the beat the bounce that it needs. So yeah, this is the pattern I came up with. Here is the usual variation. Here I put an accent snare just before the main one. I copy and pasted the first part over, and then I added some rolls just by playing with the 1/4 snap. And this is what the pattern sounds like. These rolls here, guys, and this accent are actually key if you want to achieve a much more professional sound. And if you want a similar sound, you can just use the zip snare inside of my drum kit, which is the one I usually to create this kind of bounce. And after the clap and the snare, I just continued with my hi-hat. So I just started with the Phillish 4 steps, then I brought over everything to the right to make it a Phillish 2 steps, but I just laid down the velocity a bit to create a much more natural sound. And then I just laid down some kind of accent note 1 octave down with some rolls as well. So here, just to start the pattern, 3 notes 1 octave down, then a roll here going down, and then again here 3 notes. Same thing here, I just removed the middle note, and then a roll going up and coming back here, and then it's just copy and paste it over for the second part. So that's what my hi-hat sounds like. The next element in the drum pattern was actually this particular open hat, which is reversed. It's called the anti-flash in the Opera Drum Kit. And I have this MIDI here inside of the kit, which you can just drag and drop. It's going to place the open hat here to make it sound like a riser or a transition between the first and the second part of your drums. Just remember to put another note here with 0 velocity to cut itself if you want to achieve the exact same sound I came up with. So that's what the reversed open hat sounds like. Of course, by itself, it's not gonna make any sense, but with the whole thing together, it's going to give you so much more bounce. And the last element in my drums was the actual open hat. So it's just following the 8/8 note, and I added 3 here, following the last part as well, just to make a bit of variation throughout the pattern. And this is what it sounds like. So that's everything for the drums as well. I'm just gonna let you hear the final drum pattern all together now. So I'm actually done with the beat. I just want to thank you guys for sticking with me until the end of the video. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new, or leave a like down here if you like the video or the beat. And let a comment too, letting me know which kind of video do you want to see next on this channel. I'm actually going to let you hear the final product now. So that's everything for today. Thank you guys. I'm out. Peace.